Okay, so the idea here, Dour Port-Mage, going to draw cards when you Ephemerate, when you Phelia, and when you tutor your Shrieking Drake and Shrieking Drake a lot. It also can just activate itself to draw cards and reuse your flicker effects. White Orchid Phantom, important tool to interact with Tron and some other, big mana strategies that you have a hard time interacting with no main deck counterspells. And Mockingbird is awesome to copy Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, Phantom, Port-Mage, Ranger-Captain, just all the good stuff. Kind of want to play the 4th Mockingbird, but they are not going to be very good to draw multiples of early, so we're starting with 3. Could end up playing 4 going forward. Okay, keeping this, got Solitude, Ephemerate. Dingo's, I think, said he was going to play Boros with 4 of the links, which I think is kind of interesting. Might be kind of painful for me. Should we copy this Ragavan? That's what we draw. Yeah, I think I wanted to just copy the Ragavan this turn, and then I can go... Although it doesn't exactly matter because I'm just going to block. But I can go Port-Mage next turn, and I can go Solitude, Ephemerate, draw a card after that. Although this Ragavan has flying, maybe I'm just supposed to take the hit. If I take the hit, then I can make a mana with this next turn and then Solitude, Ephemerate. Taking the hit is worse if Dingo has Flage, or if they hit like Solitude here. Well, the 37, thank you, welcome back. Well, that was a bit awkward for me. Kind of rude to hit this flying blocker, but I guess I can still go Solitude, Ephemerate, and then Port-Mage post-combat. Or maybe hit something off the Ragavan. How does Mockingbird work with flickering? Can only copy 0 mana stuff? I think it could copy 1 mana stuff, but maybe I'm wrong. Enters as a copy any creature. Oh, mana spent to cast, so you can't flicker it, then copy a 1. 0 only. But I'd love to cast that Fable. We got our Flying Ragavan. Okay, this is pretty alright for me. Obviously, this is not the best. I think I'm going to go after the Guide of Souls. So draw a card. Ooh, now I can copy. I guess I'm going to copy my Port-Mage, actually. So I'm going to go Mockingbird, X equals... Well, sorry. Let me attack with the Flying Ragavan. A lot going on. Have we done it? Have we salvaged the stream? Seems like we might have. All thanks to the youngest of all dingoes. Johnny is pretty okay, although you can't really flip it. I think it just kind of seems maybe a little bit too good for me to just go Port-Mage, Mockingbird, copy Port-Mage, Ephemerate the Solitude, draw 2 cards. Just play the Guide of Souls. And then Shrieking Drake also goes pretty hard with the Port-Mage. Yeah, Ragavan with flying. This is finally appropriately power level monkey. Could we copy a Johnny and flip it? No, because if you flip Dingo's at Johnny, it goes back to his control, and if you flip the copy, it doesn't have a backside to flip to. Okay, so Rest in Peace kind of does dual purpose here of letting us draw a card with Port-Mage when a creature's dying and get rid of Flage. So we're bringing, I think, 3 Rest in Peace. I want to go down on Phelia's. Port-Mage, Mockingbird was awesome. I'm going to go down a Skyclave and 2 Phelias. It does have a backside I can't change, so it's just... the backside isn't a Johnny, right? White Drake over Pixie? Over... I don't even... I have, like, honestly no idea what card you're picking. Oh, Shrieking Drake over Nurturing Pixie. Can Nurturing Pixie bounce itself? I thought they were talking about Mockingbird for some reason. Nurturing Pixie can't bounce itself, right? Because the idea with the Shrieking Drake is if you have a Port-Mage in play, you just go blue mana, bounce itself, blue mana, bounce itself, draw card, draw card, draw card. Yeah, Pixie can't bounce itself. So the idea is that with Port-Mage in play, Drake draw, Drake draw, Drake draw. Yeah, Mockingbird very good against energy when they just play a bunch of good like Mockingbird. Obviously, also you just have these cards in your deck also, but like just Guide of Souls with flying, Ocelot Pride with flying, Ragavan with flying for 1 mana. It's really sick. I was obviously it's gonna be good in this matchup too. I'm just playing only 3 because I think it's gonna be pretty bad to draw 2 copies in your opening hand a lot of the time if you don't have one of these. But it's also good to copy this. Good to copy this. Maybe I should have gone down on the White Orchid Phantoms instead, actually. Hitting Arena of Glory can be good. Yeah, Soul Hoarder would be sweet. I think it's a little bit power leveled out. Alright, we'll play Guide of Souls. Blocks the Ocelot Pride. Castle flying. Well, natural flying. I guess that's not the most relevant, but... Not nothing. Really nice of Dingo to have a bad draw both games. Appreciate that. Did we really wake up Dingo? Yes, Dingo's our homie. It was either this or he was down. We're gonna lose our Ocelot. Probably go Skyclave, then jump the other Guide of Souls. Just getting these to 4 toughness is a pretty big deal. I think I can offer this trade. Any interest in Sideboard Harbinger? I think the White Orchid's kind of just make it where you don't need it. And like White Orchid just in the ETB deck I think makes more sense. I'm on the beta client. I got Dingo to queue in. I really, really sincerely appreciate you popping in. I don't think we're gonna need... Like, the thing is, like, just nobody's on. So it's like... I don't think I can't play you and Dingo. But maybe Dingo gets bored. And we can play. But I think we should be good. Yeah, maybe tap in for Dingo after some time. So 1 card away from escaping Flage of Haste. We have the Solitude. I guess I should play this and just hold up Hardcast Solitude here. Jump the White Orchid Phantom. Pretty sure we have City's Blessing also. Yeah. But everyone say thank you, Tashi, for also being a good friend, popping in. Appreciate both you and Dingo a lot. And all of y'all for sticking through today's train wreck. Okay, so we won our first match against Boros. A little flooded. Let's give this one a keep. We have a Surveil land. I wonder how often we're supposed to like evoke Solitude and then pick it up with this to draw a card, as opposed to just playing Skyclave next turn. We'll just obviously this has to be alive for us to do that. But Graveyard's a Fable, cast it Amped Raptor. Graveyard's the Fable because you can't cast it off the Amped Raptor. Yeah, Port-Mage and Rest in Peace are a combo, kind of a combo. Plays Arena of Glory. Also has a Johnny. This will be a tough one. Need to find like an Ephemerate pretty soon. Let's make Dingo spend the energy and then Solitude the Ocelot. And then pick up our Solitude with the Port-Mage, draw a card. Another land. Maybe we're supposed to keep that just as a white card. Let's go to game. Let's go to game 2. Alright. I think this time I'm gonna cut 3 phantoms for the 3 rest in peace. Have the Vensers kind of for more big matchups. Probably not. Yeah, probably not where we want to be here. Any updates on the grinding station deck? Not really. It's pretty straight, pretty linear, I think. So no blue mana. If we had a blue mana we could keep. Sand has blue mana. Let's keep. I think I'll just play this turn 1. Nice. Now I can maybe copy Ocelot Pride. Yeah, opponent's holding up a removal, or Dingo's holding up removal, so why don't we just try to go see if he taps out for a 2-drop, then we can go guide Pride, copy Pride. And Dingo knows that, so Dingo does this instead. So now we can like channel Eiganjo this turn. It's another Guide of Souls. So I think we just copy the Amped Raptor. Ah, bricked. Well, maybe that was bad. Maybe that was bad. Could have maybe started with it. Dingo immediately says B tier. Alright, links. Isn't this card just a big Nombo with Guide of Souls? And also, like, Nombo with Ocelot Pride? Maybe it's fine. Probably more of a sideboard card, right? Well, if at first you don't succeed, get a big wall of first strike. So I guess we'll get another our last Mockingbird and regret that we don't have more in our deck. Because I would want to copy the Ranger-Captain probably. Well, not a bad little sequence there. B tier, S tier. So we've got a big first striking flying wall here. 8 flying first strike damage. We should probably have 4 Mockingbird. I'm gonna cut the 4th Skyclave, or 3rd Skyclave. Yeah, you could build a Jeskai build with Raptor. Copying Raptor is pretty cool. So I can kill this with Witch Enchanter. Probably better to... Oh, also, sorry, probably should have jumped. Looking for a Solitude, though. Oh yeah, the problem is hitting bird off raptor isn't very good, of course. But it's good to copy opposing raptors. So now I'm at 4, and I can jump here. Oh wait, then they jump here, then I am dead. Okay. So 1-1 against Dingo here. Dingo asked, "Do you have an otter prowess?" I'll throw it, and I said no. And he said, "Okay, I'll just throw it in stock prowess." But there's like so many good prowess otters. I actually don't even know which otter he's talking about. I'm excited to see. The 4 CMC Storm Otter, the plane like Ral, the Planeswalker. Oh, this one. Yeah, there's just like so many prowess otters. I mean, I like Kitsa a lot. I guess that makes the most sense. It's kind of like a fun little line here of attack. Dingo blocks, and then I bounce it after I gain life, and I can just replay. Do I think Glimpse of Nature be a safe unban? Safe in the sense that I don't think elves would be very competitive, or another deck would really like rise to big prominence because of its unban. But I think mostly it's not a card I would want to unban because glimpse of nature makes for like really long turns, like 10-minute turns sometimes that are non-deterministic and probably just bad for the game. Yeah, I did want to try some Essence Reliquaries in this list. I didn't quite find room. I think Stoneforge package is just like you should basically just not play a fair Stoneforge package in modern. They find a mutagenic growth. Chump chump chump. Best draw by light years is a Solitude. That Lava Dart's kind of interesting. Yeah, the Mockingjay does get affected by the legend rule, yes. Looking for land, maybe looking for love. Flashes back a Lava Dart, goodbye. Ocelot Pride, unfortunately. Well. Shrieking Drake, draw 2. Pass back. It's got 6 cards in hand. Play against 4 color, nothing. We probably play against Respect the Cat, right? So am I dead to the mutagenic growth? Dingo can mutagenic growth 5 times for +5/+5, which kills me. So I guess I'm gonna go block here with the Port-Mage, and then I'm gonna look for a Solitude off the Ephemerate. Although I guess I just get an extra look if I flicker the cat token, so I should have blocked with the cat token, but this is just one extra card to look for Solitude. I don't find it. It's a little bit of a misstep. But I'm actually not sure that Dingo can growth this many times and then keep Delirium. Yeah, I can't, so pretty big punt to lose the extra Port-Mage. What's our score? We went 1-1 against Boris Energy, and this is game 1 against Prowess. Take that down for now. So if we flicker this, we don't get to draw cards. I guess I'll just say no to that. Again, did make a pretty big misstep, but let's go ahead and copy Port-Mage, and then draw a card for 1 mana. Love to find a Solitude, but we're not quite that lucky. Could put a flying blocker to play, but we're probably dead. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, a little deep in the deck. If I hadn't misstepped and had the other Port-Mage in play, we probably would have had it this turn. Discards a Channeler. Why not run Chromatic Orrery and Burgi to go infinite? Only a 4-card, 13-mana combo. What else goes infinite? Is it probably Paradox Engine? That actually doesn't quite do it. We go to 1. We go to 1, and then we're drawing Solitude. Then do another dart here. Your opponent doesn't have. They do mutagenic growth. Your opponent also does not have. So what's the play? There are 2 mountains in the yard. I actually think there's a pretty good chance I can go White Orchid Phantom, kill a land, Shrieking Drake, White Orchid Phantom, kill another land, and then block 2 things and evoke Solitude on another. Let's just see if this actually kills the land. Okay, it didn't. Can also play the Phelia. Do you think it's worth to run Norn for value like in the Satora piles? I do think that can be a deck. I do think a Port-Mage, Satoro, Norn deck can be a thing. That's actually where I started with this deck, and I didn't it didn't quite get there, but that's where I started, and maybe you can get there one day. I think I'm gonna play a Deafening Silence over like the 4th White Orchid Phantom. Maybe Deafening Silence is actually just great. Let's play 2. Hardcast Solitude, Drake it back to hand. Yeah, we just dead to the bolt, but could have gone that direction. More I'm thinking about it, more I really like this card. Silence turns out Ephemerate stuff sometimes. Only if it's like, only if you play up another Ephemerate, where everything else is a creature. Except they're like this other stuff. It's good against Start, it's good against Iteration, it's good against Bobble, it's good against Mutagenic Growth. It's just like very tough to be resigned to only one prowess trigger a turn. Okay, good to have Solitude and Ephemerate. Yeah, I wanted to play Vial also, but Vial isn't good with Mockingbird. And Mockingbird is like really, really good. But I do think that you can play like a Norn the Wary, Satoro, Port-Mage build. It lets you use all your mana on Mockingbird while Vile does the rest, though. It's kind of, it's not good. I don't know. Sure. Seems a little reductive. So they're bolting my Guide of Souls. So let's let these surveils happen, and then let's Solitude Ephemerate in response. Get to gain the life and the energy. Like, our curve is really low. Just doesn't really feel like a Vile deck, but it's like, it is close to being a Vile deck. It's a good pickup. One top, one bottom. Let's go to combat, see what happens. Dart and flashback. So not gonna just trade Solitude, or it's in with the Solitude. Dingo probably should have just like targeted the Solitude and then blocked the Phelia. By the way, well, maybe a little bit of a misstep. That's okay. We're all playing kind of fast. So I have 7 permanents, then 8 after the Pride triggers happens. Or sorry, 9 after the Pride trigger. So not quite getting double tokens. Player, yeah, Flickerness with Spirit. That's true. Okay, game 3. Don't you just blink with Phelia? Blocking that's pretty rough. I was gonna flicker the Solitude, but yeah, maybe flickering this Spirit was just gonna be better. Alright, keep this. Is there no room for subtlety? We don't got the blue cards, and I'm actually pretty low on subtlety at the moment. It's definitely not awful, but I don't think it's very good against Boros. I don't think it's very good against Jeskai. It's not very good against Necro. It's not very good against Tron. It is, I don't think it's good against anything. Maybe it is awful. Just like actual good against nothing. I think I'm just going to play 2 more of these this turn. So, yeah, subtlety's good against Nadu. Sure. Not a lot of Nadu on Magic Online, but yes. Subtlety's good against Nadu. It's not good against Ruby Storm either. Good against Yogg for what it's worth. I mean, not worth a lot, honestly. Like, Yogg is really unpopular. Nadu's not very popular on Magic Online, more popular in paper. I checked with the judge friends about my career calls and thing doesn't work. Do you know why it doesn't work? Yeah, so good against Nadu, good against Yogg. It's like, I think it's like really not very good against the Tron builds. It's not awful against them, but there's like a lot of cast triggers. So I think I just Skyclave now. So we're not too worried about like in combat delirium. Vapor Snag and Ocelot Pride. Sure. Then Dart. If an object has an activated or triggered ability on it that instructs the player to exile 1 or more cards, refers to either the exile cards or exile with this object. These abilities are linked, I see. I think someone said it that way, but for some reason it didn't like really click until just now. What if you ever just ran back lists from a paper grinder and played the mode years later to see how they fared? I did that with like a Reed Duke Jun list one time, but kind of simply put, like that's not what's interesting to me as a player. I'm just interested in trying to brew and innovate and like push like what's possible and try to like explore the boundaries of Magic cards. That's what's cool to me, not just like going through the motions with stuff like that. This does sound like kind of a fun idea. I was gonna block with my Ocelot Pride to get the first strike lifelink damage. So 2 and 1 so far in matches with the stack. I think against Gigantha. I don't know what Dingo's playing, but against Gigantha, there's a good chance it's a energy build, and then we can have some good stuff to copy. Oh, just Prowess again, sure. Fair enough. I don't think I'm going to Solitude right now. All right, well, I got getting some flying Ocelot Pride, so it's good for morale here. Hopefully none of the 4 lava darts are in Dingo's hands. Wait, Dingo's playing an island? That's actually pretty interesting. Alright, we'll see if we... Well, I guess I'm even... Am I dead if I don't draw Ephemerate right now? Or like, if even without Solituding right now. I think I'm not dead. Yeah, not quite dead. So I'm going to try to draw Ephemerate. If I don't Solitude Ephemerate Dingo one time, maybe that's okay. I'm going to pack it in. Maybe... Yeah, we could take another draw step. Who's to say, huh? So lost game 1 again. We won both sideboard games last time without drawing a sideboard cards for whatever that's worth. I think you probably have to give this one a go. Upside's a little too high. Yeah, then this also just keeps happening. I keep just going turn 1 Ocelot Pride, and Dingo keeps just going Channel or Go. But maybe this is not the most representative. Sweet that it's working. Yeah, Mockingbird is really good, I think. Flying Ocelot Prides. What's funny about Mockingbird 2 is it would have been much, much worse if it had come out pre-MH3. No Delirium, thankfully. Otawara the Kitsa, I guess. Fair enough. Good enough for me to attack with everything. And then, sorry, we'll let first strike damage happen, then we'll Ephemerate the Ocelot. So kind of like a rally the... Oh, also the cat's just traded for the channelers. Nice. Okay, going to game 3. Deafening Silence looking pretty dang good. Like our sideboard plan well enough. Maybe I do want to play second Rest in Peace over third Phelia, though. Kind of close. These enchantments pitched at least. Yeah. Yeah, Mockingbird is looking really good though. So we do have 2 mana. We have Solitude, Ephemerate. Let's keep. Don't have blue mana yet. Dingo should have killed the original cat to avoid that. Well, if he did that, then I have flying cats instead, which I think almost certainly is more relevant. Could Mockingbird make Death Shadow a thing? I don't know. Maybe. It's definitely not bad with Death Shadow. Your turn. It's kind of impressive how well these prides are doing against the Lava Dart deck. Well, I think maybe I'm getting a little lucky. All right. A little lucky indeed.